Hey guys, what's going on? This is Brad from the Ed Army, and today I want to talk to you about Puppetmon and about the time when Puppetmon ruled the Digimon card game. Now, before I get started, leave a like, comment, and follow the Ed Army. Also, subscribe here on YouTube. We're on Instagram, Rumble, and now we're on YouTube, and we're trying to grow it out. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, Puppetmon, for those of you who have been here since the introduction of the game, may be very familiar with Puppetmon because of how powerful he was in the BT 1.0 format. Now, to let you guys know about why Puppetmon was so strong, Puppetmon was very strong solely based on the fact that since our 1.0 format lasted so long and there was such a limited pool of cards, any broken or unfair card really was able to be somewhat exploited, or any card that had some type of potential was utilized. Now, in the case of Puppetmon, for those of you who don't know, it reads, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. None of your opponent's Digimon can unsuspend, and then when attacking, it gains one memory. Now, Puppetmon was utilized in a different fashion than probably what people would expect. What this was really meant for was that if you were losing in the game, that's why some decks just ran Puppetmon inherently, not necessarily running it in a green deck, as they would just run this as a way to stall out the game. As what Puppetmon would allow you to do is, in the BT1 format, if your opponent essentially swung with everything, we were basically able to stun them down and lock them out for a turn. You would give them 11 memory, but at the end of the day, this was necessary if you wanted to continue playing the game. So for those of you who did not play during the BT1 format, it was a wild time. I remember when I went to my first locals for the BT1 format, I got lucky that I was able to get my cards in time. All the things, allocation and getting the supply for BT 1.0 was hard. So I ended up playing like black blockers. It was just anything that was kind of cheap, but also put together because I didn't really have the money for the black war. I mean, the War Greymon in black and stuff like that. But my friend ended up playing green. So we played basically Puppetmon Turbo alongside I think it was Rosemon, and was Hercules around? I think no. No, yeah. Hercules Kabuterimon, because he would use it with the piercing, yeah. Sorry, it's just one of those things where I'm like, wow, that was a long time ago, but man, there was some memories for that. But yeah, what I wanted to get across, though, is in that situation where I watched my friend playing, he ended up using Puppetmon multiple times just to stun an opponent. It was really funny. I would see him go Puppet. He literally went, I think, Puppetmon into Puppetmon in 2 turns just to make sure his opponent couldn't do anything. And it was really funny because that's one of the benefits you could do with Puppetmon, is that what you can do with this is once you've suspended your opponent's Digimon and they're locked down, after they've used the memory again, what you could do is you can basically use it again on their Digimon. Now, one of the things I think is a problem is that once we got out of the 1.0 format and got our 1.5 set, Puppetmon really fell off as it didn't really serve a purpose, and giving that much memory away was really, I would say, not as good. However, I will say that if they really want to continue expanding with the design of something like the Dark Masters, I do think this card could come back, but it would also probably come back in a new form and also be utilized once again. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about Puppetmon today because I saw this in my bulk and I was like, well, I have the one obviously on the right, which is I think this was the Dash Pack one that it says in my collection. And I was like, I really want to talk about this card because it's actually really funny, because a lot of people probably wouldn't know that there was a time where Puppetmon was arguably one of the most dominant cards in the game, but mostly it was just a dominant Digimon in a form of media. So that's all I've got for you guys today. What do you guys think? You think Puppetmon is a card waiting to be reused, or do you think it's just something that is discarded to the depths of time? Now, this is Brad from the Ed Army signing off, and for all of you out there to sign on.